Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing well. My name is Nootmad and this is episode 11 of my Ultimate Moze Guide series. So in this episode I'll be going over what I think are Moze's best pistols to use in a variety of builds to just deal a ton of damage and be as flexible as possible for as many builds as Moze can have. So just before I get into it, this video isn't going to be a tier list or anything like that. The order of the weapons I talk about isn't really going to say that one weapon is better than the other. It's just a random order, so don't think that I'm saying the first weapon I talk about is going to be the best one. All five are equally as good, they all have their uses, and yeah, that's about it. But also, I also want to let you guys know that I've actually started streaming on Twitch recently, and I've been having an absolute blast so far, and I hope you guys have been enjoying yourself too. You guys have been showing a ton of support, and I absolutely love you guys for that. If you want to join in the fun too, I'll be putting the link to my Twitch in a pinned comment in this video, so if you feel me live, feel free to hop in and join in on the fun. And also, as an added side note, all gameplay you see in this video is without Skagden, just to prevent a weapon from only looking good when Skagden is picked up, and the only reason I say that is because Skagden is incredibly broken at the moment. It scales well beyond what it's supposed to, and I honestly believe it's subject to change at any moment, so I'd rather not talk about weapons that are only good just because of a broken skill. So yeah, that's why I avoided that, and that's why all the gameplay you see with the pistols that I show is without Skagden. So yeah, aside from all that, let's just jump straight into the video, shall we? So, right off the bat, we have the Miscreant. It is a DLC 3 weapon and drops from the Quartermaster in Blood Sun Canyon. And the easiest way I can describe this weapon is that it's a pocket rocket salvo. This gun combines an already crazy high base damage with an even higher fire rate, making it absolutely perfect for builds that use high fire rate weapons to just deal a ton of damage. In this gameplay I'm showing you right now, I'm using my triple threat Moze build with a Minesweeper class mod and a 390 annoyed, and it is absolutely shredding. Now, while the 390 annoyed is amazing, it does start to lack if you don't quickly kill an enemy and they fall below the 90% HP threshold. This same drawback applies to a fair few guns in general. Now, the consecutive hits annoyed is also a lucrative alternative for the Miscreant, but due to its ridiculous fire rate and somewhat small magazine size, it gets hard to maintain that annoyed's peak damage cap without significant investment in magazine size and ammo regeneration. However, that drawback is barely a negative, as you can see in the gameplay, it is incredibly solid, and why I highly recommend the Miscreant to any Moze player who enjoys the thought of being a bullet hose and spamming mini rockets like no tomorrow. Now, moving on, we get to the Beacon. Now this gun is absolutely and unavoidably insane. It is also another DLC 3 open and drops from Jarek Logan, who is also conveniently located in Blood Sun Canyon. This gun, in the easiest way to describe, is basically the health shock from the base game, but on the highest quality steroids you can find on Pandora. It combines the ability to do splash damage with swappable elements, a high fire rate, and an already solid base damage to create what is basically an all-round perfect weapon for Moze to use. In the gameplay, I'm using the Minesweeper class mod, and as you can see half the time, the sweeper nades don't even explode before the enemy just dies. Anointed enemies are getting one shot and makes me think there might just be level 1 pop skags in disguise. But in all seriousness, this gun with the 390 annoyed is insane and goes through a mechanic known as double dipping with short fuse that I will explain in more detail in a later video. But for now, all you need to know is that the Beacon is easily one of Moze's best weapons and comes highly recommended to complete an already optimized build. Now, moving away from the Beacon, we get the Unkempt Harold. That's right, the Prodigal Son has returned from its glory in BL2 and it is absolutely amazing. It is also a DLC 3 weapon that drops from Cable Dowd, who is also in the Blood Sun Canyon. The Harold combines multiple projectiles, decent fire rate, and a surprisingly good accuracy to create an incredibly fun and versatile weapon to use in any splash-based Moze build. In this clip, I am using the 390 annoyed as usual, but the 200 splash annoyed would also be incredible when taking down bosses. The only reason why I'm not using it in this gameplay is just because getting it in 95 is a bit of a task, but if you're using this weapon exclusively for bosses, the 200% splash annoyed is perfect for it. Also surprisingly, the Harold can come in multiple elements as well this time around, which is interesting to say the least, and opens the possibility for an entirely Harold based build that uses multiple elements to match the enemies you're fighting. Overall, the Harold is a solid choice as far as pistols go, and I highly recommend grabbing one or 5 if you're looking for that good hit of nostalgia or just a good pistol overall. Now we get to the Light Show. This is yet another DLC 3 pistol that drops from the Lacerdact. No, not Blood Sun Canyon, but the Obsidian Forest instead. The best way I could describe this pistol is that it's basically a pocket monarch. multiple projectiles, high fire rate, solid magazine size, means that this gun works perfectly in a bottomless mags based build. In the clip I am showing you, I am using a green monster class mod to turn these enemies into green goop, and as you can see, it is doing incredibly well. I am using the consecutive hits anoint, but you can just as easily use a next to mag anoint for example and sustain that incredibly well, to give Moze access to a multi-element bullet hose capable of dealing with any enemy type in the game. The light show is one of my favourite guns in this game, and for good reason. You'll never feel like you're lacking damage with this gun, provided you have the right build to back it up. And now, last but not least, we have the Thunderball Fists. Yes, that's right, the pistol that nobody talks about, but it's also a returning weapon for Borderlands 2. So, what makes this pistol so good? It's multiple spawn projectiles that do splash and are therefore capable of double dipping short fuse. I am using a 390 variant, but a consecutive hits variant would be far more effective in most situations, as sometimes, as you can see in this clip, an enemy might get below 90% HP and could take a little extra time to kill. But, in all honesty, that's far from a concern, and as I have said before, it's not much of an issue at all. Combine this with the Minesweeper class mod, and this little pistol can take on anything, and I've even done the melee one takedown with this on stream too. Overall, it's a solid gun, and also a non-DLC alternative, which is great. So yeah, that rounds it out for what I think are some of Moze's best pistols currently in the game. Now, I just want to reiterate that this is purely based on my opinions and is by no means a definitive or comprehensive list at all. There are a ton of pistols in this game, but going over all the ones that I think are good will take absolutely ages, so I thought it would be just best to select a few for now and go over the rest in future videos should you guys want to see more follow-up pistol episodes like this one. But aside from that, in future episodes I'll be going over the other weapon types, so shotguns, assault rifles, so on and so forth, as well as a few new build ideas that I think you guys will find a ton of use out for, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, just a quick video for you guys to give you some information on a few pistols that I think you should get on the hunt for yourselves, considering that at the time of posting this video, we have a boss loot event that guarantees boss drops more or less, so there's no better time to get this sort of information out to you guys. Aside from that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya!